Are we all in agreement this is the last time in the World Cup we'll see Team Europe and the under-23s, gentlemen?
I don't think so. I don't think so. Why?
Because it was a gimmick that didn't work. Because tonight the games tickets are going for $20. Some of the boxes are black for that first game, and there's rows of seats. I mean, even the Jurassic Park in front of the Air Canada Centre is dead.
You know for a fact that the tickets are going for $20 tonight?
They went for $40 a ticket, game one, $20 on StubHub. I checked before I got here. How about
And you know what I was building for the first game?
Used on Tuesday.
A lot of suites were wide open. There was nobody in them, and there was a lot of seats in there because our suite was loaded with a lot of Russians. So I just went down the thing and sat there. No problem. I sat with Ronnie Duguay and Bobby Carpenter, and we just sat and watched the game.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think this thing's getting killed in Toronto because of the Blue Jays. The interest is.
That's true too, Perry.
Yeah, I don't think there's a crossover there, Perry.
I think there is. I think if you have a choice between...
you're right, because when you got 40,000, 50,000 people at a ball game, you're going to have some that would have spent $250 to go to the hockey game as opposed to 60, 70, maybe 100 at the baseball.
All right, guys,
what do you
think of this? I mean, I think Europe and the under-23 team's gone. Bring in 6 teams. We don't need Germany or Latvia. Hey, Switzerland beat Canada in Turin. I mean, get 6 teams.
You know what? This was a gimmick, the whole thing.
It was.
And they're going to find out what worked and what didn't work.
Yeah. Gentlemen, your thoughts?
I think it was far too gimmicky, and yet a week before the final series, you would have thought, or you would have said, boy, this was an entertaining hockey expose.
But that's until we found out that the USA was coached by a guy who should have never been the coach to begin with, and their whole thing fell apart. Mm-hmm. Why was the North American team, the Young Guns, why were they not put the same division as Canada? Give them at least one game.
Mm-hmm. Well, anyways, listen, all I'm telling you is this. I thought it was a good idea, and maybe, I think it looks good. I think that the problem is that if it was Russia against Canada, or Canada against the United States, or Canada against Sweden, or Canada against another Finland, right? It would create a little more hype, right? So they basically branded a brand new brand. Nobody's familiar with it, but you got to give kudos to that team, Europe.
But Frank, this is a chance for people in Toronto to see Sidney Crosby, arguably the best player in the game, and to see many players like him. And I can tell you right now, if you had the Leafs playing an exhibition game tomorrow night, that would sell better than tonight's game against Team Europe.
What, the one in St. Catharines?
Yeah, because people would rather see the Leafs, even if it's an exhibition game, than really pay to see Crosby and the best team in the world right now. This is a
I think it's going to be full tonight, and I think
it's already been paid for. Like, the companies have paid for these tickets now. They're just dumping the tickets now. There was a lot of corporate money in this tournament.
Yeah. And what did Bob Babcock say the other day? You know what? Maybe have 2 cities. And all the games should be at night. The different things they're trying to try.
You put this in Western Canada, and it would be huge, way bigger than
Calgary, Edmonton.
This is a Toronto Maple Leaf town. It's not a hockey town. It's a Toronto Maple Leaf town.
Mm-hmm. And the tickets are extremely expensive.
And you're right, Frank. If it would have been Canada against the U.S., it would have been huge.
Yeah.
Canada against Russia would have been huge. But it wasn't, because this thing had so many variables in it that's what you get for it. When you make up a gimmicky tournament, you're going to have a situation like is happening.
Yeah, and you know what? Not only are the tickets expensive, to get a beer in there, you've got to auction off your house, for Christ's sake.
It costs money to pay down there. You want to get tickets, you want to parking.
I've spoken to a lot of people. And it is what it is. Nobody's got a fucking gun to your head. If you end up paying $500 a ticket, or say nobody's got a gun, you pay for it, right? This is what their big fucking annoyance is, Phil. So you've paid $500 or whatever the fucking thing, and you've paid for it. That was your choice. Where they hate it is when they get bitch slapped and bum fucked with paying $12 for a beer.
And the parking and everything else that goes on.
No, forget about I'm talking about the way you get when you're in there, especially if you're in a box and you order a bunch of carrot sticks for $49.99.
Yeah, but you get the blue cheese dressing, Frank.
No, but I'm just telling you that a lot of people that I know who are hockey fans and who are well-to-do, and they've done well for themselves. They know if they pay $500 a ticket or $1,000 a ticket, nobody put a gun to their head. The big thing is when you're there, you can't order takeout. You can't get something from the outside. So if you're going to order something, you order there, and you pay $10 for popcorn. What are those fucking kernels made out of gold?
Yeah, well, you're right about that. I've been in a lot of buildings, boy, but I've never seen
family of four for a week. If you go to Costco for $10 of popcorn, you could feed a family a fucking week for 1 week. You have popcorn coming out of your ass.
Yeah,
they have no conscience, those people.
But that's my point, and I think that's what's. I believe in karma. I think ultimately, when you gouge people long enough, you're going to pay for it after.